I'm not saying I'm going to keep this just yet, because this is the selfie camera, and it means everything is inverted. The camera quality isn't as good as the back camera, typical with all phones. But this is my attempt to record part of the process. It's just part of the process, it's not all of it. I'm not used to recording the process because it takes a long time, and I don't like using all the storage on my phone. I have to get one of those memory cards here soon, so I'm just going to have to back up to the memory card, and then memory card to YouTube or whatever. What I'm working on now, I've finished a few things. Considering showing what I finished for my daughter, but I haven't finished that. Did this for a member at church. The family is really nice. It actually is glow in the dark. Like, you see the beads in the center. They're white and blue. The red and blue are not glow in the dark, and I made a mistake with those. I don't know why I like showing my mistakes, but I do. Hopes that maybe no one else will make the same ones. And they're not like big things, but if you, light is always good. Oh, that one's a little bit more than I expected. If you notice on this one, kind of hard to notice, but see how this gold right here is not straight? That's because I actually cut it out. I cut that gold out. These is all just bent in. Like, most of this is just like the gold paper, and then the knife is to cut it so that these beads can go into the fabric and sit in there. So these are all embedded in the fabric, and the fabric is multi-taped for a family church. Eventually it'll all have like the red and blue all the way around, and then on the outside there's like these ones right here. Those ones are going, I don't know where I put the colors right now. Oh, here they are. They're in front of me, huh? Those are going to be, I've got a few colors here. Also the light blue ones, but I'm sure they'll pop up somewhere because I have to organize. Those are going to be purple. And those ones are going on the edges right here. So it's going to be red and blue all the way around, and then purple at the edges. And it does glow in the dark. Since not a lot of people believe me about that stuff, well, I'll just show it after. I'll just show glow in the dark stuff after. I don't like light, no light, switching between tasks, because I was going to show something here, and then I went to that, and let's not do that. Okay, so far it's nice, but the previous video that I think I uploaded, the Eucharist monstrance, that piece, just to give you a point of reference, because I still have this together, I haven't touched it, that had the cross behind it, like it was the monstrance, and then it had a cross, and it was like a necklace. I've just taken it down, and now it's not finished. Okay, this is like what it takes to make it kind of thing, right? It's not a finished product video. This is in progress, like in construction, so that people understand that it's not just like I just get blueprints from the internet. I don't pay for anything on the internet, so I'm not like getting blueprints and designing things that other people have. No, this is no. This is all this designer work is from him. Can you see it? Yeah, from him and his family. Or as I define it, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, with the crosses on both sides. And this is what it's becoming. It's not finished yet. It's not finished yet so far. It's on the felt. And the reason I'm kind of going through a bit of a what it takes to make it video. So later on I'll explain a little bit more what this is. It's more than just meets the eye. But right now, because I'm going to do lettering on the side, and it's going to be elevated lettering, right? Like it goes around, because I'm doing like threading, and I have the thread here. So this is maybe not going to be a short video, but after I explain a little bit, I'm actually going to do it in front of you, change the camera, and try and do it. The hard part is the video angle, and I don't know if I'm going to rotate it so you can sort of have a wider lens. But this is the thread I'm using. This is not thread, it's, well, this is Moulin DMC, made in France, 38% polyester, metallized polyester. It is embroidery thread, and this is gold, and I'm trying to find, it's 8 meters, it's not that much, okay. I'm trying to find the number, F68200 Mould House. I don't know if that's like an address or what it is. E3852. That's the number on it. I don't know if that's important, but E3852. That's nice. I wanted gold, and I got gold. I have a different kind of gold. It's not like a metallic, and I'm considering using that one too. Just hold on a second. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I am technically not as able to see. I usually wear contacts. I can't wear contacts when I'm doing this, so pardon my lack of vision or my looking around for everything a lot. But the other kind of yellow I have is here. This one's really pretty too, and I'm considering using this one instead. This one is E3820. Is it the same number? I thought the other one was 385 or something. Yeah, the 3852. This one's E3820. This is, what does it call this one? I don't even have a satin embroidery floss. Whatever DMC is, Moulin Satin. It was nice. The lady recommended this company. Said the other companies were like, so, and she knows more than I do, apparently. And if someone knows what they're looking for in that department, and they know which thread is which and what they want, and you know, they have different genitalia than I do, guys don't really do this stuff very often, then smarten up, listen to people that know more, especially if you're in a department that you're like the only one like in the whole day in that department. Then whoever shows up, get over your shyness for 5 minutes, pretend you're not shy and you're the biggest extrovert in the room, and talk to people for a whole 5 minutes. It will pay off to be social and non-shy. Even if you're really, really, really shy, like scared to death of talking to people, drop that nonsense for about 5 minutes, ask questions to people that you don't want to ask to Google, because who really wants to sit there on their phone and Google all day? Like, my hair has like a Wolverine effect here. It just weirds me out when I see my hair just kind of like shooting up like it's catching an airplane. It's probably not. Yeah, but this yellow is like a yellow gold, like really pretty yellow gold, and I'm considering using this instead, because this one that I'm using, this is hard to see, this is easy to see. It's metallicized. Now, I chose this one specifically not for this project, but for something else to do with like the halo around Christ's head. So that you had yellow, and then you had gold, like metallicized, and then yellow. All right. But I'm trying to use one of them on this, and I want to use the really fancy shiny one. The trick is, like, because you don't use the whole thing, you use like such a small piece of this. You use a single strand. And this single strand, you probably can't see it on camera, but it's metallicized, and I'm not sure if you use this strand or if you pick this apart, okay? Because there's like 2 strands on this. Like, this stuff is so small that there's actually 2 in this one. It's like 2 strands. Like, this stuff is really, really tiny, and I absolutely love it for that, because I can't fit 2 of them through my needle. I can only fit one. But now I can fit anything through my needle because I'm using an embroidery needle. And this thing can take a lot. But it's also really like thick, like big head. My needles are, if I can find a way to show them to you because they're so skinny. I'm gonna use this little camera thing. That might not even make it easy. Mine's like a size 15 needle. Like, you can just barely see this thing. It is really tiny. It'll go through a size 15 bead, okay? It's really tiny. Let's put this up in comparison to my embroidery needle, which is like, comparing an ant to a pinky. Alright? In fact, it's so big I almost dropped the other one. Okay, this one, like, I cannot go through my finger easy out. Like, I'm not usually, like, self-endangering type, but, like, it's, like, mildly poking. You're not, like, if you ram into there, it's still going to stop, and you're just going to be like, ow. But if you try this with the same thing, don't, just don't. You're going to, like, it will penetrate your skin, and you're going to, like that. This one's painful. That's why when you're threading with it, you're not ramming it through. Like, if you think you're going to use pressure to go through something, you back your fingers away. Because if that goes through, you won't have time to react. We are not cats. We might spend time with a few little 4-legged creatures that go meow and, enjoy their company, and they us. But we cannot react to a needle, ever. We don't have the capability, even if we can learn a few things from them. We do not react at like 0.025 seconds, like 3 times faster than a snake. We just don't do it. We can get down to like maybe 0.1 something, and we can get much better by practicing and playing with them, and, I don't know how they're that calm and they can move that fast. It's almost like a fluffy paradox or something, and that could be the wrong word too. My English is so great, I mess it up every once in a while. But I don't care. Back to the subject. Okay, I'm using this needle, which is like paper thin. Well, I was going to use it. Now I have to use the monster one. See, just contradicting myself again. And I'm only using the big one because I can't get the string through my tiny needle unless I like go halfers on it. And what I'm building is, here, see, this is the halo thing that goes around it. I've made a second one of these that I thought I misplaced, and it's right actually on my air freshener, because I don't like building places when they're smelly. That means, yes, when you're building stuff, have a shower first. You don't want to be smelly or have a smelly environment. I'll leave it at that for that. Main one, I have a copy so that I can poke 100 holes in this thing and mess it up. And then if I mess it up, I can just make another copy of this on felt, because I got felt, alright. One's to keep, one is to experiment with, because I have to write on paper the design, so I know how much space I have to write, alright. The reason for that is this is a Eucharist pendant, right? This is number 2, so I have to, like, well, maybe have to is the wrong word, I want to, right? Now I'm gonna, like, tilt the camera down a little bit, and so, like these little notch, I have to go straight over, and this one I have to make it straight too. It can't be like up and down. So give me 1 second, and I'm gonna do like a really rough copy of that, because I'm gonna use this thingy that holds the clipper, because I don't like making just random lines. I like my lines to be sort of neat, and if I get it wrong, then I can erase them and try again. This is not about getting everything perfect. This is about trying and trying, to the point where you're like, this is all the things that doesn't work, but this is the way that does work. So you gotta like kind of keep a mental note, because you can't write it all down. How are you gonna write it down? You're gonna like take 150 videos and watch all those videos just to learn what you should have learned just by doing it? That's kind of weird. Anyways, I'm going to split it like this, and now comes the fun part, because on paper, I've cut a few pieces. I'm going to write on the back, just so you can see what I'm doing. I am putting this Christus Vincit. Christus Regnat. If I misspelled it, I'll check it later on, make sure I didn't misspell it. But I have the song, so the songs have the title properly, correctly spelled, or whatever. So there's a few different ways I can check it out. But I'm putting this on it. This is Latin. And I don't actually remember the perfect translation. I know it's Christ. Christus Vincit, Christus Regnat, Christus Imperat. I should automatically have that memorized, but I think it's like Christ reigns, Christ conquers, and Christ is sovereign, Christ is king, Christus Vincit, Christus Regnat, Christus... I'm not actually using... I can't even Google it because my books are in Latin. It's not like they have cross-translation from the Latin into the English. But I'm pretty sure it's Christ reigns, Christ conquers, Christ is victorious or something. Imperat, Christ is sovereign. Imperat is like imperial, is sovereign, I think. Christus Vincit is Christ. Well, my translator just went offline. Isn't that hilarious? Regnat, I don't... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I had an idea, and now I have zero ideas, so I'm not going to pretend I do. Anyways, that's what I'm putting, and that's what I'm going to correct the spelling on later. And see, my stand is so stable that when I say a thing, go. Anyways, I am putting that Christus Vincit, Christus Regnat, Christus Imperat. That is being done embroidery, and thanks to a friend from church, Chrisley, I didn't even know this method existed. And I was like, my eyes almost fell out of my face when she told me about it, because it's perfect for what I wanted to do, but I had no idea what to call it, so I didn't even know how to look for it. It's called petit point, which is like very fine embroidery. It's not even regular cross-stitching, because cross-stitching uses a, I don't know how to show you this stuff without actually physically showing it to you. And it's like a 20-minute video so far. Forget it. I'm going to grab some explanation materials so that maybe you understand just a wee bit better. But I'm not saying it's going to work, because the camera is not like 150 megapixels and you can't see like micro vision, alright? It can see like probably a third of what you and I can actually see close up, providing we all have good vision, me and you and whoever watches this. And that's not saying the camera can pick up what you can pick up either, so bear with the technology and my distractibility. Try and stay focused. That's why we have coffee. Now I gotta go find the stuff. And it shouldn't take too long. I'm actually gonna just move this little guy over here. That I can't really... I can put it on a tripod so you can see everything much clearer, but I'm not even sure how well that would work. I will try it later, but right now, we're not doing that. Okay, here's artwork stuff. Other fun projects. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it all. throw it on my bed. Tell you I put it back. Because who really cares right now? I'm going to put it back anyways. Okay, got the little small one. Okay, we have... And I didn't even put that down correctly. It fell down. Okay, we got old colors that I'm using for a project here. And I only got some of them. And they're all in a mess. So I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to put them on my bed so it'll make more of a mess on my desk. And then I've got... Here's the fun stuff, right? And I'm going to try and keep this quick and brief so we can get back to the project at hand. Or else we won't get to the project at hand and I'm at 20 minutes. And I don't really know how long the minutes take to upload. And I don't really care right now because we're stay focused. Dollar store project. Like literally Dollarama project. But you can see that there's like the... Well, yeah, I'll put this behind it. See how you can see this behind here and you can sort of see the lines? That is a different count because, I mean, it's dollar store stuff, right? It's Dollarama project. It's meant for you to have fun, try it out. Probably Japanese base came off a machine that makes millions of miles of this stuff and does whatever else and they just throw it in a package. But it's meant to have fun and we will have fun, okay? So that's one. This is a little tiny one so I can do little projects because I like little projects too. Need little projects before I get to big projects because sometimes big projects are a combination of little projects. One, and then this is the other one. This is the one I started a long time ago. This is the back side where it's like, you know, I haven't finished it and I have to keep going. You know, you can see like the strings all over the place because that's not the finished product. Whereas this is what it's actually supposed to look like. And that's not even, you can tell I just like started it. But it's Jesus holding with a staff and, you know, like a cloak. I'm not saying this is going to be done quickly. This is just an experiment or an explanation of the actual cloth stuff right here, not the embroidery. But this is the actual embroidered cross-stitching. But you can see that if I put my hand here, you can see my hand. That's not a ghost, that's my hand, alright? Do-do-do. If this thing would stop flipping around on me. Anyways, you can see my hand. And you can see that the thread count is a little different. Oh, I'm so looking forward to doing some of this again, like you have no idea. It's so much fun. Anyways, this stuff, this one's a thread dollar store one. We're not going to talk about that again. Because it's not really worth it. And for dollar store projects I can do with my daughter, there's this kind of thread. It means you can go through a lot of it and not take it personally, right? It's only like $3. It's cotton. It's not really fancy. It's meant to have fun and do creative stuff and not worry about materials and cost. So you can actually just have fun and not care really about it. And then when you want to really have fun and do finalized projects, then you get even stitch cross stitch fabric. This stuff is nice, okay? This is probably like 20 count, 16, 20 count. But you can see the space between these a little bit. I can't even look at the camera and show you at the same time. You can see the light behind here. If it wasn't 2 layers, that would be easier. Anyways, this is very different. Well, I have to take it out of the package, but if I bring it up close, you can see the. Look how close I have to get you. You can sort of see the. Oh, I can't see it. You can't see it. I can't see it. Let's keep this short and sweet because I'm already at 25 minutes, and we haven't even started the actual project yet. Oh, this is what I'm going to use anyway, so I need to take it out anyways. Oops. This is actually what I'm supposed to use, not that. Earth to me. Why didn't I figure that out until I was on camera? I'm trying to use felt instead. This is, well, felt actually looks cooler, but anyway, see, this stuff is, like, it's so fine. Look at how fine this is. You can't even see through it. Like, my head's in the way. Here, put it next to the light. See how fine, like it's a glimmering thing. This is so fine, it's like glimmer. You see how you can't, like, back here you can barely see through it. You can see my hand outline, but you can't really. This stuff is crazy fine. Like the different gap here is just bananas. I've got like 3 threads in one little space compared to like this one is like these 2 big ones and then 2 ones down this, and this one is like 3 and 3, which is like, it's actually almost like 30 to 50% more thread count. Yeah, for 2 it's 3, but I have to remember that it's like 2 on the outside and 3 on the outside. So it doesn't really compare to 3 to 3 because then the outsides overlap. So it's only about 30-40%. But this stuff is not exactly expensive either. So stop whining, and if you want to get creative, go get creative. This is like $10. This kit was about $20-30, but this was like 20 years ago, okay? And I can still go get the print for this somewhere and download as long as I match the shape. And if I don't match the shape, then I can do whatever I want with it, because that's kind of the point. Have fun, get creative, and enjoy. So this technically is supposed to be doing this design. Technically, I'm supposed to be doing this on this material. That was the point of this, getting this material. But I'm doing practice, so I can learn the spacing, and I can learn like how to stitch it on, because it's like my first time doing petit point, before I get to this stuff and cut this stuff up. So that's just an explanation of what sort of what I'm doing. And this is the nice stuff. DMC. I chose it because it's got purple, and I love purple. And I didn't see any gold in here, but it's got a nice green. It's got a like a lime green, orange, yellow. Oh, it's got these 2 blues are just like, oh. And it's got brown for hair. It's really nice. Orange. Like it's got, here, you look. It's only like $20. But this blue, I love this blue. And this blue is really nice and yellow and like green. I'm not an orange person, but that's nice orange. And the purple right here is just amazing. And then it's got like this like velvety, like, what is this color? I don't even know what that is. I think that color is what, 3722? It's gotta be. That's the only thing that matches it. But it's just like, I'm gonna get my little flashlight here. It's kind of mesmerizing color. I don't even like it that much, but it's kind of like, what are you? Oh, the reflection. Oh, that's bright. Minimal color. Don't do that again. Oh, it's like bouncing a light off a magnifying glass and holding it close to your face. At least I didn't have my contacts on, hey? That would have really sucked. But this is actually purple. It's like a red. Here, look. If there's a way to show you. Oh, wait, my eyes. Look at this one right here. Look at this one. Oh, man. And there's this one. This is like a bright purple. This one's a non. And I wanted to show you even better. I take them out of the package. But that's not the point of this video. It's got some very nice colors. 16 colors, 8.7 yards each, 8 meters. Embroidery floss. I'm just, because there's some things that I want to just do embroidery and then add like beadwork to, and I'm like so excited to do both. And then if I can really manage, I can actually do like yarn or cross stitching around it and like really kind of like get wild. Because I don't like memberships to TV platforms anymore, and I don't want to wait around like 6 months for a movie that I might be interested to come out in, and which comes out in like February or March, and then you've waited around for 2 months watching a screen somehow. No, there's other things I prefer to do, and we can go into that later on. That's why I'm like, because I'm not telling you everything at once. We don't have time for that. But anyways, I'm looking forward to using these, and I'm kind of excited about what I'm going to make, because I don't even know right now. I got some ideas. Anyways, this is what I have to write. This. I have to write these, and I gotta spell them correctly, so I might have to pause the video and then come back. So pause, check, correct the spelling if it's wrong, and then come back. And then I'm gonna write these around here before I get to the thread, and because I'm gonna write it on there first, and then I'm going to, I might have to write it backwards or something, because I'm gonna write it, like what I'm planning on doing, because it's my first time doing it, and I do not want to screw it up the first few times and get it right on the third time, because why not just do the best on the first time and be creative and try and win at least on the first or second time? If you don't do it perfectly on the first, make all your mistakes on the first, and try and make the fewest amount of mistakes on the first, and hope that when you get to the second, you've already learned as much as possible. Because if you could avoid like 90 of 99 light bulbs, and you could only make 9 mistakes before you get to the one that worked, it might seem like it took you longer to make those 9 light bulbs that didn't work, but if it did, you'd still be saving 90 light bulbs. Like, come on, we got materials and time, right? Like, let's, anyways, so if I write it on this the right way, and I'm not saying I have an idea how to do that, it might be like reverse writing or something, like where I write it backwards, so that when I get it on this side, because if you stitch one side and you're stitching like this, then you actually got to like write it in a way that is in reverse on the paper, because the paper shows you the stitching pattern. Like that's like you're stitching the letters from the paper to follow the paper on the other side. It's kind of like giving yourself a design on the mirror image, so that you can follow that. And the way it makes sense to do it for me right now, because I didn't want to put a million holes through this thing and just kind of wish for the best. That's sounds like I'm going to irritate myself, and if I mess this up, then I got to start all over because there's too many holes and I can't even repeat it. Like, why poke this thing a million times and hope that you get 100 right when you can set yourself up to get like 900,000 out of a million holes right? And there's not really a million holes, okay? It's just like, see, I talk too much sometimes. But I know it. So now I'm gonna go and pause the video, make sure the spelling's correct, and we're gonna start spelling stuff, and we're gonna start making stuff, because this is already like 35 minutes. So I don't know if I should just stop it, upload this, and then make the next one. Maybe I should just let this upload, charge it, and then just make the next one when I have that. And it'll be a 2-part series, or however many parts it takes to make. I kind of like that idea. Just upload it anyways, and then make the second part and upload that, and you guys can follow along sort of in real time, or real-ish time. It's not like I'm recording this now and you're getting it now, because that would be in the past and the past. Anyways, I'm just gonna stop it, upload, and get like 5 views around the world, like whoopee. And then I'm gonna put the second part, and maybe that'll get another 5 views, and maybe it even be the same 5 people, which I kind of doubt, but you'd have to subscribe and hit all that button stuff, and I'm not asking you to do any of that, because I don't like being asked to do it myself. If I want to subscribe, I'll do that on my own. I don't want to be asked at the beginning of the video. I want to be asked at the very end if I really liked it, because I'd have to make it to the end and know if I really liked it anyways. So, but that's me, and I am just me.